Welcome to today's explainer. We are going to take something that, often feels like a totally dry, tedious academic requirement, and we're going to transform it into literally the most powerful tool in your entire research arsenal. If you've ever stared at a blank page just agonizing over how to justify your study, well, you are in exactly the right place. We're looking at the theoretical framework, and I promise you, by the end of this, you're going to see exactly why it's the secret engine driving all great research. So, why should anyone believe that these variables are connected? Really think about it. It's a kind of confrontational question, right? But honestly, it's exactly what your readers, your peers, and your reviewers are asking themselves when they look at your work. Without answering this fundamental question, any research paper you write is, well, it's basically just a random guess. You might have a strong gut feeling that two things are connected, but in research, a gut feeling just isn't going to cut it. You absolutely need proof, and you need structure. Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1. The intellectual foundation. Now, a theoretical framework is not merely a formality. It's not just some box to check off on a syllabus. It's actually the very bedrock of a study. Our entire explainer today is grounded strictly in this source document right here, which cleanly breaks down the framework's true purpose. There's zero fluff here. It cuts straight to the core of what you actually need to build a rock-solid foundation for any new study you're tackling. Moving on to Section 2, a simple, clear definition. It's incredibly easy to get totally bogged down in academic jargon, so let's just strip all of that away, okay? Here's a straightforward definition. A theoretical framework is a structured explanation grounded in existing theories that guides your study. Notice what it doesn't say. It definitely doesn't say grounded in your personal assumptions or based on what seems logical to you. No way. It relies entirely on existing theories to explain relationships. It borrows the weight, the history, and the credibility of established science. Section 3. What a framework really does. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how a strong theoretical framework does three essential things to totally elevate a study. We've got three pillars here that sequentially build on one another. First, it anchors your study in theory. Second, it explains relationships. And third, it guides your entire research process. Let's unpack that first pillar, anchoring your study in theory, because it's absolutely crucial. A study without a framework is, frankly, often just an opinion. Like, I think X causes Y. That's flimsy. Reviewers will knock that down in a heartbeat. But when you anchor your study in established knowledge, you're effectively saying, look, I'm not the only one who thinks this. Decades of peer-reviewed science actually back up my approach. That shift is monumental. It's the difference between shouting into the void and firmly adding a brick to a well-built wall. Section 4, your step-by-step guide. Let's shift gears and get incredibly practical. We are going to build a framework, logically, step by step. Here is your exact blueprint for translating theories into a fully functional study. Step 1, identify key concepts or variables. Don't be vague here. What exactly are you measuring? Screen time? Test scores? Pin it down. Step 2, explain how they are related. Does variable A go up when B goes down? Map out that exact interaction. And finally, step 3, provide a logical basis for your research. This is the linchpin, guys. This is where you pull an existing theory off the shelf to justify why that relationship in step 2 exists in the first place. You're not inventing the why. You're applying an established why. Follow this blueprint, and you'll literally never stare at a blank screen again. Section 5, a concrete real-world example. Let's move from concept to concrete application. Because concepts are great, but seeing a real-world theory in action is where it really clicks. Imagine you're researching student performance. You could start with a generic assumption like, too much information affects learning. Sounds true, sure, but it's incredibly weak for a research paper. Instead, we use cognitive load theory. By explicitly naming and using a recognized theory, you aren't just making a casual observation. You're using a validated, structured model to justify exactly how the human brain hits a bottleneck when it's overloaded. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly how one variable affects another when properly explained by a framework. Look at this hypothesis. Social media use reduces focus, which negatively affects academic performance. The framework steps in here to show the connective tissue. It explicitly maps out why one variable, social media use, triggers a mechanism that messes with the final variable, academic performance. It gives your reader the actual why, not just the what. And that brings us to the third pillar. The framework doesn't just sit in your introduction trying to look smart. It dictates the entire direction of your study. It influences the very research questions you ask, it shapes your specific hypotheses, and crucially, it determines your methodology. If your framework relies on cognitive load theory, well, your methodology has got to include tools to measure mental effort, not just hand out generic test scores, right? The theory tells you exactly what data you need to collect. Section 6, the final insight. Okay, we've reached the climax of our explainer here. Look at this stark contrast. Without a framework, your study feels completely random, like a random guess. The reader is just wondering why you even bothered measuring these specific things. But with a strong framework, your study feels logical. It feels absolutely necessary. You guide the reader so clearly from established theory to your test that by the end, they agree your research simply had to be done. So the crucial point is captured perfectly in this quote, right from our source document. If your framework is strong, your research doesn't feel like a guess. It feels like a logical extension of what we already know. I mean, that is the ultimate goal, right? You're not operating in a vacuum. You're building the next vital step on a staircase of human knowledge. I want to leave you with this final provocative thought. Next time you sit down to build a framework for a new study, ask yourself, what theory explains why your relationships must be true? Don't rely on assumptions ever again. Use this logical blueprint, find your theory, and go build a study that simply cannot be ignored. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.